Okay, got my depth of cut set, got my bit in here. I put it down. I want to make sure that the bearing is exposed, and it is. And that is just touching. And then when I look at my depth of my stop here, I know that when I wasted out most of the material, I had just a little bit of difference here, and I can see that that's kind of a real world test that it's verified. So I think I'm good to go. One thing I am going to do is I don't want to bottom out, or if anything, I want to make sure that I'm just a little bit, when I put this in there, I'm a little bit high. This edge, this plane is a little bit high. This one, I don't want it to be below the surface, so I'm going to put a couple of pieces of sticky notepad paper, or post-it note paper in here to just act as a shim, and I'm going to do that when I make my final cut. I'm going to make one pass around at this depth, and then I'll try and take it to my final depth and make that final pass. But I want to get all the edges cleaned up here first. Okay, that is definitely high, so I'm going to take my router and take it down to my depth stop, short of this right here. Now here's how I'm going to check and see how close I am before I take this apart. Because once I pull this, I'll never be able to get right back where I was. So I'm going to take my total depth. See what that is. .376. 1.376. Try it again just to be sure. 3725. 37. 1.37. 0.378. 1.3, we're going to call it 1.3. 376, yeah, 376. 375. 371. 74. We're going to call it 1.376. We'll leave that alone. Now I'm going to take this measurement out here. 9.900. 907. Yeah, we're going to call it, we're either just under 0.9 or just over. So that's 0.905. I'm going to call this 0.009. Because this one is just a little under by 5 thousandths. So 0.9. So the difference, 0.476. My plywood, 0.4755. I'd say we nailed it pretty good if I go square corners or rounded corners. I think what I'm going to do is square up these corners before I take this apart, because I can use this as a guide. Square those up, and then I'll plunge a little axis here for a finger grip to get in there and pull that out. So let me get a chisel and square up the corners here. Taking my time here so I don't make it a nice cut, so I make sure I don't crack that laminate past the corner. Plywood is some tough stuff. Alright, I dropped it in there. It's a little tight, and I'm going to pull this now. Yeah, she's tight in this corner. I don't want to force it in there. Right here. All I'm going to do is take this over to the drill press, and since this is centered up, I'm just going to pull this back until I get a, I don't know what size bit I'm going to use yet, probably 1 inch. So here, drill my hole, and then I'll straighten that out, the remainder with a chisel. So I have a little bit of a, it's going to kind of look like this. And I can get my finger in here and I'll drill it deeper. I'm actually going to drill it all the way through, and then I can get underneath and pull up. I might drill 2 holes. Probably drill 2 holes so that I've got room to lift up underneath. One here and then one inside, and connect it and make a little bit of a channel. I'll show you what that looks like when I get done here. Alright, I figured I better show this to you. Just mounted my table up on here and pulled it forward, keeping this side registered to the table. I remember I got my pleats underneath there. So I pulled it out so I'm on my center line. I made sure that my bit will fall into the hole in the metal table below, because I can't put anything underneath here. I guess I could, but then I'd lose my registration. So I'm fine with this. So I got my bit in here. Oh, I got to move my clamp. And I got my table clamp, but I got to get this out of the way. There we go. So this is how I'm going to drill my hole. I'm just off center here. I'm going to take this one off center of this line. I mean, I'm centered this way, but off center of this one. And I'm going to take this all the way through, nice and gently here. Try and minimize the blowout on the bottom side. Can hear it. Yep, it's right there. Should be good. We'll take it back over to the ultimate work table, flip it over, and work on the back side first, and then clean up the front side. We'll be done.